Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors, and I am excited to announce a new video series that I'm going to hope to do periodically here on the channel. So I do a number of commissioned gear demos and videos for different brands. I try and be really upfront about that here on YouTube and over on Instagram, but it still only makes up a fraction of the gear that comes into the studio here, or gear that I'm playing and using from day to day. So I wanted to kind of create this series as a way to showcase some of the pedals that come in from builders that have a little more informal arrangements. A lot of times they're not paying me to do a specific feature or demo on this pedal, but more just wanting me to check it out, give my feedback to them, or whatever. And so this is a way for me to dig into some of those pedals and to also showcase them for you and kind of show you what else is kicking around the studio, what else am I playing and finding interest in, and give you just a little snapshot of how things sound, some of the feature sets, and how you could use them. So I'm excited to do that today. We've got a little board set up here that you maybe have seen over on Instagram. And I'm just going to run down some sounds and some features of each of these pedals. Before we go on, I'm also using a guitar that I got sent over from Harmony Guitars. I've been working with them for a few years now. Just really love getting the opportunity to play and showcase their instruments. Genuinely some of my favorite guitars, and I think that they're really doing compelling, great work. US made guitars at a really competitive price point with the features and the feel and the sounds in these guitars. So this is the Harmony Jupiter Thin Line. It's a really cool, super light, very resonant, single cut, semi-hollow thin line guitar. And you'll hear that throughout the sketch as well as the sound samples going forward. So from here, I'm just going to walk through the board, and then we're going to switch to a top-down view of the pedal board and show you some sounds with these pedals. First off, we have the Rec Head from Bleak District over in the UK. They sent this pedal over along with the Tapescape, which I did a demo for. You can check that out. Really cool pedals that are coming out of the UK from a small builder there. And the Rec Head is this awesome kind of envelope controlled lo-fi vibrato machine. I love the simplicity of this pedal. You get 3 controls and then a kill dry switch. So first off, the sensitivity control kind of affects how the input signal is processed. So if you set the sensitivity high, you can play really lightly and it will still give you a lot of modulation and movement there. Dial it back and it becomes more subtle, and also requires that you kind of dig into the strings to get the effect more prominently. You also have a character knob which adjusts both the saturation and the tone of the pedal, and then the tape return control acts as a master volume for the overall volume of the effect. From there, we have this really interesting, unique drive pedal called the Abacus from Twenty3Five Effects. They're down in Florida, I believe, and this pedal came onto the scene fairly recently, and there's no knobs. It's all toggle switches, and it basically, derives its control set from an abacus. So you have a top row of toggles that will sort of work in an additive way to adjust the gain of the pedal, and then below you have another row of toggles that in the same way will do that for the volume of the pedal. You also have control over a darker or brighter setting via toggle. You have like a low gain, a higher gain toggle, and also a 3-way clipping toggle on that pedal. Really interesting. There's a lot of combinations you can get just with the way the toggles are laid out, and it's just sort of a totally left field kind of way to approach a control set. It's kind of cool in a way because you can sort of have an easier time referencing settings or sort of manual presets as opposed to having to find the exact point on knob turns and things. So I could see some kind of cool use and function for that, to be able to write down or note your settings a little bit more easily. From there, we have a wildly awesome analog delay pedal from Electronic Audio Experiments. EAE released their Sending V2 a few months back, and it's been in the studio. I played it a bit. I wanted to incorporate it here just because it's so cool. I didn't demo this pedal when it came out, but I wanted to showcase some sounds and just the overall vibe and kind of aura of this pedal. It sounds fantastic. Really cool modulation. really great range of delay tones, and just been loving playing it. Rounding out the pedal board, we have the IK Multimedia TONEX pedal. So I've been also quite curious about this, seeing a number of people switching over to this as their amp modeler, and I have dug into it a little bit. I'll be honest, this is sort of just a preview for me too. Found some settings and sounds that I liked with an AC30 patch, and so you heard that in the whole intro sketch. You'll hear that as the amp model here for the sound samples going forward. And I won't do a ton of explaining or exploring of that pedal in this video, but it will sort of serve as the amp. I'm also sort of planning on finding some great amp models that other users have created that I can load on and get kind of a good starting point or home base tonally to kind of explore this pedal some more. Let me know in the comments what you are curious about with the TONEX, if that's something that's really on your radar. I know a number of people are curious or have sort of switched over to that or explored that. Also, let me know if you guys are users of TONEX, if you are really excited or eager to have me work on some captures. Let me know what amps you've seen around that you would want to hear a capture of. Again, I'm still really on the front end of this specific unit, so we'll take some time to kind of get up to speed, but I'm interested in what you guys are thinking and what you're curious about with the TONEX pedal. Drop me any questions or notes about any of these pedals that you're hearing. If you want to explore them further or have specific questions, let me know, and perhaps that can be the jettison point for future videos. Otherwise, we're going to jump over to a top-down view and just hear some sounds from each of these pedals and give you a taste for what they can do. Check it out.